Hello everybody, I'm Nelly and this is another video on the topic of narcissistic men. And today I would like to talk about the tricks and the manipulation tactics that some narcissistic men use against women in order to take advantage of them and use them for their own benefit. Now, why it's not so obvious or it's not so easy sometimes for women to detect narcissistic behavior? One of the reasons, is because that kind of men are very skilled, or let's say they're used to trick and manipulate people in order to exploit them, basically. And they have design their own behavior towards others in a way that is beneficial for them. So whatever they do, they have most probably a secret agenda. And it's difficult sometimes to recognize the manipulation behind narcissistic men and their behavior, because initially, they're very nice, they're very kind, they're very attentive towards women. They treat women very nicely, and basically they create a very good first impression. That's why I always say, not only in this video but in my previous lives and videos, how important it is for women to wait and give a chance to the time to show the real person. And this is the case because most narcissistic or manipulative men cannot really wear their mask for too long, and normally they're very impatient. They want to achieve their goal as soon as possible. That's why one of the easiest way that you could detect that kind of men, narcissistic men, is if they're pressuring you too much, pressuring you to get intimate with them, to get physical with them, meaning they very early in the dating experience, on the first or on the second date, they will try to kiss you, to hug you, to touch you, to grab you, and in a couple of days they would already be suggesting sleeping with you. Of course, there are men out there and women, of course, that are absolutely fine with one night stands, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about situations where the man is apparently, or let's say he sees in a very obvious way that the lady is still not ready, that she's pushing him back, and she doesn't like that kind of attention that is too physical, too intimate, and she's actually even articulating that, expressing that she doesn't want it, and he keeps trying. I mean, this is where the manipulation starts, where no is not accepted as an answer. It's very typical for narcissistic weak men to not respect the woman's response when it's no, because obviously they want to achieve something, they want to exploit and take advantage of the woman, and hence any blocker to that is not perceived very well. And initially he may try to hide his discontent with the answer no, with the rejection, but and he may keep trying and finding different ways, workarounds, so that he could achieve his goal and sleep with a woman. And basically that could be anything, by saying, okay, let's go out, let's be hang out only as friends. You don't need to worry. He would try to somehow make the woman to relax, to kind of put down her guard, as pretending to be a friend, to be, very kind, very helping, very attentive, anything just to win her trust, basically, so that it would be easier then for him to exploit her and take advantage of her. Some men would go as far as to, buy her plenty of drinks so that she becomes tipsy and again less guarded and easier to be manipulated in certain way. Others would, try to find circumstances where they will stay alone, and again, it's easier for him to get to the point of sleeping with them. And if all these manipulation tactics at the end of the day don't work out, it's very common and typical for narcissistic men then to try to put some sort of a blame and insert a feeling of guilt to the woman, that she's, she's too hard, maybe she has some problems and that's why she's so guarded, maybe she was hurt in the past. Any kind of, comments just to put the woman in a position of explaining herself, to make her feel guilty, and in a way to, again, break her limits, her barriers, and achieve his goal. So they use kind of a spectrum of different type of manipulation tactics, and normally they try these tactics on women that they identify as good and nice girls, good and nice women that are more empathetic, that consider other people's feelings. They don't want to hurt other people. And unfortunately, empathetic and nice and kind women are usually the target of narcissistic men. So what happens normally if the narcissist or the womanizer, as it's also very commonly called, so the men who are narcissistic, very often they actually secretly hate women. They have this stereotypical attitude and belief that all women are bitches, all women are mean, all women are the same. They definitely hold very negative opinion about women. And some of them are actually downloads, so men that are even secretly gay, but they cannot really admit that for certain reason. And I've talked about this before. But they either didn't transition physically, so they're still physically attracted to women, but in their mind they are gay. They hate women. They're not even attracted to women in a way that is like a human to human, in a way that would help them to have like a real intimacy, real connection. The only way that the download man or the secretly gay man can be attracted to a woman is just purely in a physical way, nothing more. So I was saying that what happens if the proof of time fails, and basically all his tactics, attempts to break the woman's guard are, unsuccessful, and he cannot achieve his goal to sleep with her, basically, and simply put, they become very angry. So a real man who is rejected by a woman, he would be like absolutely respectful. He would be like, sure, I mean, okay, if you don't want, no problem. We move on, and that's it. That kind of a reaction is a reaction of a real masculine man who is purely heterosexual, and he likes and loves women in general. But narcissistic weak men who secretly hate women, actually, these kind of men are like little boys. They become so angry when they're being rejected by women. So angry. They control really very angry outbursts, and it may start humiliating, cursing the woman of their attention and their interest, and just really flip the script from really positive behavior in the initial stage of love bombing, when they try as hard as possible to impress her and lie to her, basically, for the reason of achieving his goals. And they're super nice, super kind, and then they flip and change drastically to the exact opposite when they become extremely angry, extremely mean, some of them even violent and aggressive. So that's why I say the time is a really great proof, because it's not always possible at the very, very early stage of the dating to really identify narcissists. Some women can do that very well, especially women who are confident, self-aware, and have plenty of experience. For others, it may be a little bit more difficult. That's why my advice to all women is if you want to be sure that you're dating a decent man, a decent and respectful man who really have true intentions, and these intentions are truthful, honest, and positive, and he doesn't have some kind of a hidden agenda to use you and then move on to the next one or exploit you in some way. Just wait, because as I said, narcissistic and that kind of a loser man, they cannot wait. So very, very soon you will find out if he had some negative or dark agenda against you or not. And if you say no, and if you stand behind your words and don't make any compromise with your decision, and if you feel that you need more time until you become ready for something more serious or more intimate, and he doesn't respect that, then you should be reassured that that kind of man is not really doesn't have really positive intentions towards you, and he just is there to use you, and in some cases abuse you. So you have to be really careful. Another thing, a man who is really interested in you, and he really likes you as a woman, he would not take the risk of losing you by pressuring you, by doing things that he sees very well that you don't like, that makes you feel uncomfortable. He will never ever pressure you this way and risk losing you if he really likes you. So men who are applying or putting too much pressure on you to be physical, to be intimate, even when they see that you're not ready, they see it and you tell it and you show it, be reassured that this man, they don't even like you. They just see you as an object that they just want to take advantage of, use you, and, as I said, in some cases even abuse you. So That's what I wanted to share on narcissistic men, and how to actually test them and avoid the negative impact or consequences from their abusive and disgusting behavior. Hope you found this video useful, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.